That's lovely. I've woken up this morning with some really nice bruises. But I suppose that's what I get for picking a fight with somebody by the name of Stonefist.
We can't dally this time. He's crazy.
Then we should move to the corner club right away. I'll go pack our things.
I wonder who that Nord is.
Oh, right. Just try not to get us in the dungeon this time.
Probably Rolf Stonefist. Good morning, Elda.
Got some fresh baked bread and good cheese if you're after a bite to eat.
Actually, I was just hoping you could fill up these bottles with water for me, please. Thank you.
Enjoy your stay, and don't break nothing.
Right, I know the routine. I guess I'll sit down and have some breakfast before I go out.
Look alive, will you?
Yes, Mum.
Let's see. I think I'll have an apple dumpling. Maybe some honey to go along with it. And definitely want to stay hydrated. That should do it.
You want a drink?
Excuse me? No thank you.
See you around, my beauty.
What? What was that about? Well, let's see what the weather's like today. Cold, that's what it's like. Okay, well, I think what I want to do today, first, is pay a visit to the Grey Quarter and see what's going on there. Maybe I'm stalling. I do need to meet with Ulfric Stormcloak, but I want to get a sense of what's going on in this city. And I think the Grey Quarter is probably the place to start after the market. This looks like it must be the right way. I've seen that symbol before. At Tevith's family home, they had a little shrine set up for their gods. What did they call them? The tribunal, I think. And they had this symbol there. So I think I'm probably heading in the right direction. Looks like they've got their own market set up here. Let's see. Good morning.
Make it quick.
Are you selling something here?
Take a look.
Ah, food. What is this? That is strange looking meat. I'm not sure I want to try it. Maybe I'll try one of these, though. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm not sure how I would cook it. Porker. You know, my mother told me once, more than once actually, that there's nothing better to eat before a battle than horker. Maybe I'll pick some of this up for later. I'd better stay away from the sujama. It never goes well when I have any of that. Thank you.
Hi, lady. Would you like to buy some flowers, please?
Flowers? Sure. What do you have?
Not much, but I hope you like them.
Dragon's tongue, that could definitely be useful. Mountain flowers are always nice. You know, I don't need this kind, but the kid looks pretty cold. Is she out here selling these to take care of herself? Well, I'm gonna buy this, even if I don't really need it. So, who are you? Where are your parents?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My mama died when I was little. I don't remember her very well. My father was a Stormcloak soldier. One day he left and didn't come back. I'm all alone. I try to sell flowers so I can buy food. It's not much, but what else can I do?
I see. Well, anytime you have more flowers to sell, I am quite happy to buy them.
Stop by again.
I will. This damned war. Well. Uh-oh. Whoever owns this boar, he seems to have escaped from his pen. You might want to take care of that. It looks like the Grey Quarter continues this way, so...
Ulfric will listen to you. It's not that simple. Ulfric wants Skyrim for the Nords. Doesn't trust or calls outsiders.
You've seen how we live. Cramped alleys, run-down buildings, few guard patrols. Even the name Grey Quarter is an insult.
I'll speak to Ulfric soon, but I make no promises that I can change his mind.
That's all I ask. With your help, we have a chance to make a better life for ourselves here. For that, I thank you.
Interesting. Excuse me.
You one of those Skyrim for the Nords types?
No, I'm not. As far as I can tell, Skyrim's big enough for everyone.
Good. Too many Nords in this town have been listening to Ulfric's narrow-minded words.
Narrow-minded.
He's tough, loyal to his men, and a good leader. But if you're not a Nord, Ulfric will never trust you.
Well, that's good to know. So, I, couldn't help but overhear your conversation a bit. You're helping the Dark Elves?
Help the Dark Elves? Oh, you must have heard me talking to Malfir.
That's right.
The Dark Elves live in a run-down slum called the Grey Quarter. Ulfric's content to keep it that way. I guess they think I can open Ulfric's eyes to their plight and get him to lift a finger on their behalf. I'm trying, but Ulfric is set in his ways. For him, there's two kinds of people in this world. Nords and the folk beneath them.
I see. That doesn't seem like the Ulfric Stormcloak that my mother told me about, but... who knows? So... the Dark Elf you were talking to, Malfir, I think you said his name was? I heard he called you a war hero.
I killed a lot of High Elves in the Great War, and I didn't die. I guess that makes me a war hero. The Great War. There was nothing great about it. Thousands died on both sides. And where did it get us? Did we really save the Empire? Or did we just plant the seeds for Ulfric's uprising? And another war?
Well, that's a question I don't know how to answer. But... you must be Brunwulf Freewinter. Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to speak with you later.
Safe journeys, Sword Sister.
And to you as well. Freewinter. That's the man my mother wants me to talk to here. Fair-minded, she called him. Well, maybe he'll have some insight on this situation besides what he's already told me. Looks like we've got a pawn shop here. Let's stop in and see what he's got.
Let me know if you see anything you like.
Hello.
All my goods are legitimate, which is more than I can say for some.
Well, that's awfully quick of you to make that assertion right off the bat. So, nothing in here is stolen? Nothing at all?
Of course nothing in here is stolen. Only a careless, shameful, idiotic fetcher would do something as stupid as to buy pilfered goods. Oh, Azura, I've made a terrible mistake. I bought a gold ring, and Viola Giordano has been missing a ring that looks just like it.
Right. And I suppose you're telling me because you want me to do something about it?
It's not that easy. She'd go to the Jarl if she knew I was even remotely involved. You have to get it to her some other way. Look, it's dangerous. But if you sneak the ring into her house, put it in a dresser or something, I will make it worth your while.
A dresser or something? Oh, I see how it is. I'm a stranger here. Therefore, if I get caught doing this, no one will suspect that I have anything to do with you, right? Right, so if you accidentally bought this stolen ring, who is it that supplies your goods?
I've scraped this collection together by whatever means I could. I do some business with the trade caravans, and I've picked up a number of items from adventurers like yourself.
So basically anyone.
A few intrepid souls even brought some items back from Morvenskar, the fort southwest of the city.
And what did these intrepid adventurers bring you?
Trinkets, odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Well, maybe there's something useful to be bought here. I might keep this in mind. Potions. Which reminds me that I need to do some alchemy. And... Didn't I get a recipe that called for these? Maybe I should take a look. Buy a couple, just in case. Ooh, any books? Saint Nerevar. You know, I think I'll pick this one up. There might be something interesting to learn here. I honestly don't know a whole lot about the traditional Dunmer religion. Tevrith told me a little bit, but I never really paid that much attention. Which tells you something about how well our relationship probably would have worked out anyway. Anything else? Lockpicks. Might come in handy if he's wanting me to break into somebody's house. I'll pick up a couple. Thank you.
Don't let Viola catch you in her house.
Yeah, I don't intend to. Why did I agree to this? Right, because I'll agree to anyone that somebody asks me to do, apparently. What in the world is that? Some kind of animal? Oh, that's a netch. I think. I've seen a tapestry that had a pattern of netches going all the way around the bottom. At least that's what I was told they were. And this looks kind of, well, like them. But, well, at least apparently it's tame. Ugh, creepy looking thing. Good morning, friend.
Farm work is hard work. It's good to relax when I can, but I still have to listen to my brothers harping about injustices.
Injustices? Like the fact that you have to live in a specific part of the city and aren't treated very well by the Nords here?
Of course working for Bolfrida isn't my first choice, but what else can a Dunmer do out here? My sister and I both work for the Nords. Our brother is ashamed of us, but at least we can afford to eat.
That's a good point. Though I do hope that these Nords you work for are not treating you too harshly. I really don't like what I've been hearing here. So this seems to be a tavern of some sort? I wonder if they could use some music.
That's close enough. You're not supposed to be in here.
Sorry.
What's the problem,
Oh.
Amberus? Afraid I'll soil your precious bar stool?
This is the last time I'll say it. Get out.
Fine. I didn't want any of your piss water anyway.
I thought for a second that the innkeeper here, or tavern keeper, doesn't really look like an inn. I thought for a second he was telling me to get out, but apparently it was the person who just left. Good morning.
That look. He said a man waits his entire life to see that look from a beautiful lady.
What?
I wish I knew what he was talking about, so I'd know never to do it again.
Is something the matter?
Not at all, stranger. I was just caught in a memory, and when that happens, I have a tendency to speak out loud. That's why the Nords say I'm of questionable mind, when all they used to question were my morals.
So who is this man you're referring to?
A lover? A stranger? A mistake? He saw the way I looked at him, and thought I was in love. Perhaps I was, but only until the day he left.
And when was it that he left?
It was the day Ulfric had left for solitude. Not to plead for war, but to make it. I knew then my lover's fate was sealed. He would join the Stormcloak army and depart for a camp the following morning. We said our goodbyes, and I never gave him a second look.
So, what was your relationship like with this Nord?
I was standing at the docks when his ship pulled in. His name was Balrund. He was a noble's son. His shoulders were dressed in the finest furs, and a golden amulet hung from his neck, the center set with a stone as blue as a summer day.
This sounds like the beginning of a story. So, was he handsome then, at least?
Very much so. In fact, when I saw him, I dropped my basket of flowers. I was so embarrassed when I scrambled to pick them up. All that was left was a single dragon's tongue. I was about to reach for it when a hand plucked it off the ground.
Balrund's hand, I take it?
Yes. He placed the flower in my dress and told me, "A flower this beautiful belongs in no basket."
Well, that was bold. And what happened next?
Strange feelings swelled within me. Anticipation, anxiety, as if the world had shrunk into a single person, and yet it never felt so vast.
Oh, I know that feeling.
I never even noticed it was an amulet of Mara around his neck.
So, an amulet of Mara? That means he was available.
Yes, for the time being. Only most people don't walk around with an amulet of Mara when they go about their daily routine. It generally means they are on their way to propose to the person they love.
I see. So what happened after you met him at the docks?
It didn't take long for me to discover the amulet of Mara was meant for another. He said it was nothing more than a business arrangement, a wedding made to unite two clans who had long been at odds. That only made it worse.
So what did you do?
The only thing I could. I set out to do two things that night. Put down a bottle of ale and put him out of my mind.
I probably would have done the same.
I had all but succeeded when he walked into the corner club. I tried my best to ignore him, but the fool kept at it. I told him it would end in tears. He said he would never make me cry.
Right. Some people will say anything to get what they want.
True. Men are always making promises that are emptier than a beggar's pockets. Of course, I consider myself the bigger fool for believing him. Such is the wine of love. It makes us all look like drunks.
Well, are those moments you spent together still worth living for?
No, they're not. Those moments are poison. Just look at me. Still in love with a ghost.
A ghost?
Fool went and got himself slayed not a week after the war began.
I see.
Never even got a letter.
I'm sorry. There seem to be few tales of romance in Skyrim.
Yet you'll find more than your fair share of tales of sorrow, sadness, and melancholy. That is something we Dunmer can relate to. That is something every foolish, mad, and hopeless romantic can relate to.
In other words, you believe the Nord and Dunmer have a lot of common ground?
Yes. Skyrim is a cold land, and its people hewn from ice and stone. Some may see the surface and the edges, and mistake it for a lack of passion.
That would be a mistake.
Yet
indeed.
In the end, Nord or Dunmer, Altmer or Orc, we are all mortals. We laugh, we love, and we cry. Behind the icy veneer, in the privacy of our bedrooms, and in our most intimate of thoughts, we all turn to those emotions that are timeless.
I wish that there were more who believed as you do. It's well said. Skyrim and its people are cold, but nothing if not passionate.
Yes, the land itself is filled with hidden wonders. For every desolate tundra, there are clear lakes and hidden grottos as lush and vibrant as the Ascadian Isles.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
Until next time.
Indeed. I thought I saw that girl I spoke with yesterday, but it seems that she's gone. And this man is staring at me. Excuse me? Do you have a problem? Hello there.
I thought the Grey Quarter would be a haven for my kind. I was wrong.
I believe I saw you speaking with Brunwolf Freewinter. About the Grey Quarter?
Windhelm is divided into 4 quarters. The Grey Quarter is the one that's home to all the city's dark elves.
So I've heard.
If it looks to you like an impoverished slum, that's because it is. Ulfric prefers that we live in squalor.
He prefers
he has
it?
nothing but disdain for anyone who isn't a Nord. He tolerates us, but that's the extent of his hospitality.
So do you ever think of moving to Morrowind instead of staying here?
Not a day goes by that I don't think about returning to the ancestral home of my people. Still, even with the rough treatment we've had at the hands of Ulfric and his lot, I've got ties here. It's probably more trouble to pack up and leave than it is to stay. Besides, Amberus can't run the corner club on his own.
Amberus. That must be the tavern keeper here. So, Corner Club, is that the name for a tavern? I believe that woman I was speaking to mentioned the same word.
It was a pleasure.
Good luck to you. Yeah, it looks like the people here could use some cheering up. Excuse me?
How splendid. Another Nord.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to bother you. I understand that the Dark Elves aren't treated very well here in Windhelm.
Well, you see where we have to live. This forgotten alley. All the filth from the upper quarters flows downhill, like they say. Good luck getting one of the guards to help with anything. I tried to get Ulfric to even come down here to see the squalor, but the High Lord of his mightiness couldn't find the time.
I see. Why is it that there are so many Dunmer here?
Where else would we be? When the Red Mountain burned, you could scarcely breathe in Morrowind. So we came west.
Like
Windhelm was the first city on that road. And here we are. If we had known the Nords would be so unwelcoming, we may have kept walking.
I see. And some of you did. Like Tevrith's family. They originally came to Cyrodiil after the explosion of Red Mountain. So I'm wondering, would you care to hear a performance? I know some traditional music from Morrowind. Thank you. I wasn't sure that he was going to actually want me to perform here. But hopefully I can help some of these people at least have something nice in their day. Let's see. Songs from Morrowind. Well, that wasn't the warmest welcome I've ever received, but I can't say I blame them. When they see a Nord walk in, they must expect trouble. Excuse me, you're that person that the barkeep here kicked out earlier, aren't you?
Yeah, what do you want?
Is something the matter?
Damn right there is, but nothing a drink or two can't fix.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're getting a drink at this corner club. Why did you get kicked out?
I guess the courier didn't send you the notice. It isn't just him who hates me, it's everyone in this city. My kind aren't welcome.
Your kind? And not welcome here in the Grey Quarter. You're a Dunmer, aren't you?
That's not what I meant. I'm a bandit.
What?
I make my living off the backs of others, and people here resent me for it.
Oh, well. Then, I can see why you have no place here.
I hear you loud and clear, stranger. But if I were you, I wouldn't get too comfortable. Windhelm isn't welcoming to anyone, not even the people who live here, which makes it the perfect city for a turncloak like me.
A turncloak? What do you mean?
That's right. Funny thing is, people treated me better when they thought I was just a bandit. But now I'm just one rung higher than a kinslayer, the absolute worst mortal kind has to offer.
Why come here to Windhelm if nobody wants you here anyway?
I'm looking for something. Two somethings, actually. And the inn's always a good place for rumors. At least, it used to be. But it's alright. I've got an idea of where they are already.
You know what? I don't think this is something that I want to get involved in. Good day to you, I suppose. Ugh, it's that netch again. That thing is creepy. Are there stairs this way? No. I have to go past the netch. It's coming right at me. Ugh. It's weird. I don't like it. Okay. It can't be any worse than having to deal with trolls and wolves and bears and saber cats and bandits. But something about that thing just creeps me out. Ugh. Morning. Well, evening now, I suppose. I spent quite a bit more time in that corner club than I was intending to. But I did learn something. You're not down here to bother the Dunmer, are you?
I was one of the best soldiers in the Stormcloak army, until I took a sword to the chest.
You know what? You should turn around and walk right back out of here. Go on. I should probably get out of here too. You on your way? I don't want to see you hassling these people. Well, it's a bit late in the evening for going to visit a Jarl. So I think it's back to Candlehearth Hall for me. Even sitting here, by this warm fire in this cozy inn, I still feel like I grow colder every moment that I stay in this city. Tomorrow, I go to see and speak with Ulfric Stormcloak, to find out what's going on with this war and to get the information and the answers that I came for. At least from one side. And then it's still a long way before I can go home.